At one time, she was a contestant for Mrs. Texas, a blonde bombshell wife and fitness model. At another point, she was a loving adoptive mother of a special needs boy named JJ. Then, at a much darker point, she was part of a doomsday cult preparing for the end of times, declaring people as zombies. This is just a snapshot of the complicated, layered life of Lori Daybell, a woman married 5 times with 3 children, accused of killing one of those husbands, 2 of those children, and running off to Hawaii with her doomsday prophet husband, number 5. Now she's in Idaho on trial for the murder of those 2 children, JJ and Tylee, and Tammy Daybell, the first wife of that 5th husband. It's a trial filled with tales of money, sex, power, and religion. Tonight, we are live from Boise, Idaho, where the judge has banned cameras from the courtroom, but we are bringing you all the big moments with our correspondent, Chanley Painter, who has been inside the courtroom, and we are playing audio recordings of the most compelling testimony as our in-depth coverage of Idaho versus Lori Daybell, the Doomsday Cult Mom murder trial, continues.
I'm Vinnie Politan. Thank you for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments. We've covered a lot of cases, covered a lot of murder trials, and unfortunately, a few too many murder trials involving parents and children. It's tough. It's tough. Covered a lot of spousal murders too. And in these types of cases where it's one member of a family accused of murdering another member of the family, oftentimes the evidence it's tough to come by the evidence, right? You have to rely on perhaps forensics, maybe DNA, fingerprint, murder weapon, something like that. You usually don't have witnesses. In this case, there are witnesses with important information who've been testifying out in Idaho, taking us inside the world and literally inside the home of Lori Daybell. So important. I mean, this is, first of all, you've got to get inside this cult that was forming, right? This doomsday cult. And we've got members coming in and explaining what everyone was talking about. And then the circumstances surrounding the disappearance and deaths of the children. All of this being discussed. Lots of information, observations, because they're inside her home as well. So for prosecutors, in a case involving a parent accused of conspiring to murder a child, this one we've got witnesses. What we also have is Lori Daybell, Lori Vallow Daybell, Lori Ryan Vallow Daybell, the defendant, speaking openly in this case and saying things that oftentimes in murder cases with parents, you're not going to get statements like this. Everything's behind closed doors. And then they don't talk. They just don't talk. That's not the case here. Lori Daybell's been speaking to those other friends, cult members, etc. They've got her speaking to police. There's a lot of chatter from Lori Daybell that's being used against her. So you've got the witnesses, you've got the defendant's own words. And a lot of times, what you don't have in these cases where you're talking about spousal murder, right? And in this case, Tammy Daybell, one of the victims in the case, is married to Lori's future husband, right? These relationships are often secretive. No one knows about it. They kind of hide, they sneak around. That's not the case here. That's not the case. Chad and Lori were openly cheating in front of people. It's out in the open. My goodness. It's at the track on the campus of BYU. A little PDA action there. Like, first of all, you're not supposed to do that. Like these two, why are you even doing that? But doing it openly, people can see it. People like friends, people who ended up being what? Witnesses in this case. So all these things, you're speaking about it and being very open about the cheating. I mean, these are facts in the case. These aren't like, you know, the prosecutor is alleging. No, these are, come on, these are facts at this point. Super clear to everyone. Now, the question is, did they openly commit murder in this case? And when I say openly, I mean, are they doing it at a time and in a place where there are other people? And tonight we're going to talk about that on this program, because I think arguably there is evidence of it. Now, the actual murder itself, no. But the circumstances surrounding all of it is being done in front of people. You've got 3 people allegedly conspiring, but they're not alone. They're not alone when this is happening. Once again, I'll say investigators did a great job here uncovering and unearthing literally all of the evidence in this case. So the pressure's on the prosecution to bring it home because the evidence is there, I believe. But can you marshal the evidence? Can you get this jury focused on the elements of the crime? Can you tie Lori to this conspiracy? That's the challenge. All right, we're at the end of the week. It was a big, big week inside that courtroom. Normally what I would do right now is I would roll out a montage and show you all these great moments, all the video of all these big things that have happened in the courtroom, but we can't do that because the judge has banned cameras from the courtroom. But they haven't banned Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter. And she is with me live outside the courthouse in Boise, Idaho tonight. Chanley, I mean, I'm exhausted here in the studio. I know there's the adrenaline out there as well, right? When all this new information is being uncovered and you're covering it. But my guess is this weekend, Chanley's gonna crash, rest up, and then get ready for next week. So, usually at this point of the show, we do the 3 big moments of the day, but let's take a look at the whole week here. Let's take a look inside your reporter's notebook at your 3 big moments from this week. What do we have?
Great to be with you, Vinny. Court dark today, but plenty happened this week. And yeah, those 12-hour days do catch up with you. So I look forward to resting up because I already have my ticket for Monday morning inside that courtroom, week 3. But let's look back at this week because for my reporter's notebook tonight, I wanted to focus on Lori's own words. What did the jury hear this week from Lori herself? Because this is a trial, Vinny, as you said. She may not take the stand and tell the jury herself answers that they want to know about what happened. So what have they heard? Well, I think this number 1 moment, Vinny, may be the biggest moment of the entire trial at the end of this, and that is when her son Colby Ryan took the stand earlier this week and how the tensions ran high inside the courtroom, but it peaked when a jailhouse phone call was made by him to her. She's incarcerated. His siblings are found in her new husband's backyard, and this is how she handled that call. Let's watch.
I don't have anything else to say. You obviously don't know. You weren't there. You weren't there. Summer wasn't there. My mom wasn't there. The police weren't there. The FBI weren't there. Nobody was there. Yeah, and guess what? They know. They know exactly what happened, and they love me, and we're still together forever. They love me, and they are fine, and they do know the truth, and I know the truth, and we're the only people that do. So you can judge me, Colby, all day long. Go ahead and judge me. The whole world has. The whole world has judged me.
Listen to me.
They don't know, and you don't know. You know what I've been through, and you don't even give a crap what they've been through. Nobody does. Except for me. I'm the one that knows.
Vinny, what an agonizing phone call. At one point, she laughs as he's trying to confront her, demanding answers. And she's saying, oh, JJ, Tylee, they're fine. They love me. We're still together. One day, Colby, you'll understand. Just this bizarre, odd responses from the woman, this jury looking at her while this is being played. And of course, at one point, Colby himself on the stand while it's being played. The moment she laughs in the call, he darts his eyes over, glares at her in that moment. I mean, that to me may have even sealed the deal. Who knows, Vinny?
It's extremely powerful because it's coming from another family member. That's what makes this so extraordinarily different than all the other evidence. There's so many times in these cases where, you know, a jury's going to look for a little help. Okay, or you're a family member. That's your mom. That's your mom. And you think she did this. You're calling her a murderer. That is powerful stuff. That is persuasive stuff because it can put a jury in a comfort zone where, okay, her own son is calling her a murderer, so how much of a leap is it for us, if we believe the evidence is there, to come to that conclusion?
Right.
Right? Such an important moment. The other thing about this phone call that is so significant, it's the tone of it as well. The tone. And you know, she may not take the stand. She may not have to answer tough questions, but Colby did that. This was her cross-examination. This was really the day for the jury to judge her.
Exactly, Vinny. And this is likely not the only jailhouse phone call they will hear. Of course, they heard that awkward phone call between her and her new husband when his house and his backyard being searched. He's in the driveway and, hello, you know, oh, you may not talk to me later. Then he's arrested. So they've heard that. But this one, very different, right? He's calling his mother a murderer and accusing her of murdering his siblings. He's that confident in that, how powerful that is to a jury. But also, we expect Lori's sister, Summer Shiflett, to take the stand. And she also called Lori in jail. And from what I'm hearing, it's even more contentious, Vinny, than what we heard from Colby. So more to come for this jury.
Absolutely. Wow. Okay. That's number one. What do you have at number two this week?
Okay, more of Lori's words, and this one also revealing this is how the week culminated. So yesterday we have Detective Stubbs from the Rexburg Police Department on the stand. He is one of the officers who conducted the welfare check for J.J. Vallow, November 27th, 2019, after Kay Woodcock called, hadn't heard from J.J. in so long. So several detectives show up at this apartment complex. I've been there. They knock on the door, and the jury sees body cam video. Of course, our cameras aren't in the courtroom. We are not able to bring the actual body cam, but I was able to watch it, and it shows Lori in her kitchen living room area, black sweatshirt, her hair's all done, she's makeup on, and she's working these officers as best she can to manipulate this story about JJ being in Arizona. Well, we do have the audio from the welfare check that we can play from yesterday. This is what the jury heard. They also saw it, but let's watch.
What happened was, my husband, we were married for 18 years and had raised all these 5 kids together, switched his life insurance policy to her, right? To his sister, who got $1 million when he died, and we got nothing. For me to raise JJ, and all the kids got nothing, and everybody got nothing. She got $1 million. So I knew she was going to try to sue me for him, or, yeah. She got us $1 million, so she can hire people to help and not have nothing.
But you have legal custody.
He's my son. I adopted him. Right. He's 2 years. We had him from the time he was 8 months old until 2 years old. She does nothing but wants to cost me trouble. So I don't tell people the truth about where we are, what we're doing, because of those reasons. So I look like a suspect, but I'm a good person. Raised all of my kids. I've done everything that I'm supposed to do in life. But this one's causing me trouble right now.
She goes on to say that her other brother, Adam Cox, who we also expect to testify, is out to get her. He's going to murder her for her $2 million life insurance policy. And she says, hey, I just don't want to be found. All these people are after me. Kay Woodcock's the devil. And she's just weaving this. And Vinny, these officers already know that she is married to Chad Daybell. And both he and her and Alex are pretending they don't know each other. And it's just red flag after red flag. And what a moment that was for this jury to see that body cam yesterday.
And I think they'll also take away from that, this is a wellness welfare check for J.J. Vallow, a little boy with special needs. And what is she talking about? Herself. 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 To me, that speaks volumes about who she is. And to me, if I'm on that jury, I think it's a lot, again, trying to make it easier for a jury to believe and understand that a mother could do this to her 2 children. When everyone's looking for little JJ, she's talking about herself. And I think the jury will get that vibe, especially if there are any parents on that jury. Big, big, big. Anytime you hear from the defendant, I mean, it's so significant, so important, and this is so close to the time. All right, what do you have for number 3?
So number 3, also Lori's own words. Now, the jury didn't see the body cam video after Charles Vallow's death, but the prosecution, over defense repeated objection, has been able to give these jurors insights to what happened to Lori's 4th husband, being shot by her brother Alex Cox by detective after detective from the Arizona Police Department, Chandler, Arizona Police Department. And they're hearing the detectives describe what we're seeing right now. Lori's demeanor, her words, her behavior after her 4th husband is murdered, well, allegedly by her brother. So we do have sound from the detective Cassandra Weichland from the Chandler PD, who interacted with Lori, who describes her behavior as odd. Let's watch.
She didn't have much of a reaction when she was informed that Charles was deceased. She had responded that she already knew. She appeared calm, very non-emotional, was kind of hanging out and seemed to be just having kind of some general conversation, not really upset, just kind of, at one point she was laughing, just kind of was standing around.
So that's the description the jury is hearing, that they can look at Lori in the courtroom and see kind of her odd demeanor there and listen to the other audio and put 2 and 2 together. But we have the body cam, Vinnie, just to put Officer Weichland's words into focus of what she was talking about. Let's watch.
We just moved in here.
Gotcha. How long have you guys lived here?
I'm sorry?
How long have you lived here?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, geez. Yeah, okay.
That's why the neighbors don't know us.
Gotcha.
Like, hi, neighbor, sorry.
She likes to laugh a lot in those moments, and so who knows if the juror will actually be able to watch that, but that's exactly what the officer was describing.
Okay, a human being has just been killed, has been shot and killed. If you are there when any human being dies, you would expect some sort of, oh my goodness, type of reaction. Now you take it a step further. This is a man that she was married to for 15 years. The father of her son, her husband, is shot and killed. And there's no, this is unreal. This is unreal. If the jury sees, the description was great, by the way, by the officer. So I think just that description can get it done. But if they see the video, that's another huge, huge problem for Lori Daybell. I mean, all of this doesn't add up. I mean, if you've got folks who are regular folks in that jury, I mean, this is just not the way normal people act and react to these extreme. And to be so calm with death means maybe you're so used to death and you've been around it before. Like, oh yeah, husband number 3 is dead, by the way.